My name is Mugerwa Martia. I'm an agriculture scientist from Makerere University, and I do private business. I'm a private entrepreneur trained by PAAT Soil Clinic. I was trained by PAAT to carry out soil testing using the mobile digital soil testing kit, and I provide my services within the Elgoni region. After I collect the soil sample from the field, I can do the testing from anywhere. This is the sample I collected for one of the farmers. Now I'm ready to do the soil testing for the sample and recommend accordingly. So this is the soil testing scanner. It is mobile and digital, as you can see. So I'm switching it on. It works with an application on a smartphone, the AgroCare's soil application. So it is connected to a smartphone by Bluetooth. So I switch on the Bluetooth of the smartphone, and also complete switching on of the machine to put the Bluetooth of the machine on. And when the Bluetooth of the machine is on, so we can start the scanning of the soil. I think you can see Bluetooth is on. Now I go to the smartphone, open the Soil Care's application, and start the scanning. So I can start to scan. It says scan the white and yellow are the different colors on this plate, meaning I'm going to calibrate the soil scanner before I use it. When I use it for one farmer, I must calibrate it before I start using it on the other farmer. I scan the white and yellow side for calibration. So I can put it off because I've already got a sample which I'm going to scan. When you see the green light pricking, it means it is doing the scanning of the plate which is down below the scanner. So we give it some time for complete scanning. So a tick here means the white has been scanned. Now I scan the different side, which is the yellow of the plate. I'm now scanning the yellow part just to calibrate the machine such that the results stored in for another farmer do not affect the results which I'm going to get from this soil sample. After scanning the yellow and the white, it is giving me now to scan an option to scan the soil sample 3 times such that I get a uniform result. Now I'm scanning the sample for the first time. This is the press button which I press, and I start the scanning for any time I want to scan. So I'm doing the first scan, as you can see on the application. First scan is done. I mix the sample and I go to the second scan. It wants to get an average composition of this soil sample, so it scans it 3 times. The second scan is also complete, so I go to the third scan. And the third scan now, it is complete. So it gives an option to put the details of the farm. The scanning of the soil sample is done. So now I add the client. The client is new. I picked the details of the client when I was collecting the soil sample in the field. So the name is Michael, and we choose the country, Uganda. Phone number 0787 366, and email address. Most of the farmers don't have an email address, so I normally put my own email address to complete the process. So that is one field added, and I'm adding another field. The field name we called it the home plot, and the size was 3 acres. We also captured a GPS of where I'm doing the sampling from. I finished the scan and I started entering the details of the farm. So the process takes within 10 to 15 minutes you'll have the report. I now have the report of the scan, the result of this soil. So one of the reports I can show you here, the major components of soil fertility: pH, organic carbon, total nitrogen, phosphorus for the crop Mr. Boy is growing, which is banana. So it can show me that pH is in an adequate range, but organic matter is very low, if you can see. So one of the recommendation is to tell Mr. Boy that he needs to add organic matter within his soil so he can use organic manure. Total nitrogen is also low. Phosphorus is within the adequate range, and potassium is in the adequate range. But cation exchange capacity is very low. Cation exchange capacity affects the uptake of nutrients by plants. So when you work on organic matter, it will also help the cation exchange capacity to come to the adequate range, such that the available phosphorus and potassium can easily be accessed by the plants. The details of this, it also produces a report in an Excel sheet, which is printable, and we see the real figures which are needed. But on this summary report, it gives you what is the actual nutrient needed for 3 acres of banana growing: 24 kilos of nitrogen, 17 kilos of phosphorus, potassium 219. So it gives such a details. This is the report I base on and analyze in detail and write recommendation to the farmer. It is also a printable report because it is in PDF. I can even share here via email or WhatsApp, so a farmer can get instantly, or I can download on my laptop and print it. So as simple as that, now I have results from Mr. Bwayo. I was trained last year in March, and since then I've managed to carry out 500 tests for different households, and I carry out each test at 50,000 shillings. Each sample I charge 50,000. I've carried out up to 500 tests in 1 year. That is my business. I always recommend fertilizers for use, and I direct the farmers to the agro inputs within Mbale, whom I'm sure are providing genuine inputs. I have a vision in future to start my own agro input shop. Thank you very much for listening to me. I remain Mugerwa Martia, a private entrepreneur trained by PAAT Soil Clinic.